Add myself to the stage. Duh. Alright, now we lit. Now it's lit. Now it's lit. Alright, now we lit. We lit. Now we lit. Now we lit. Now it's lit. Now it's lit. Now it's litical. Now it's litical. Now it's litical. Now we political. Jonathan Swartz, bro. They be capping, bro. Like you can't get mad at me for your cap, bro. So let's go. Let's get back.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, because of other networks, and with Mark Moore coming out, speaking on it, you know, I know a couple of the guys has passed away, and rest in peace to them. So I won't say anything too much about them, but as far as with Mark Moore coming out and saying that the documentary wasn't to his liking, which, you know, a lot of people when they in prison, they get out of prison, if they did anything like that. Again, I say I interviewed Fleece Johnson, and he has a problem with the documentary that he was in the 2000s also, that you wasn't a part of. But I wanted to ask you some questions. I know you got a busy day. The weather there is beautiful.
Spinning, all spinning. I gotta skip through this because Big Lee, bro, he did a horrible interview, bro. I know a lot of dick riders like that shit, but I'm not no dick rider. I tell the truth, like I don't do too much dick ride. I don't dick ride. I'm not with dick ride. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck a nigga do 1 million views. I'm not dick riding. That's out. That's out.
I've never seen an ad.
That's out.
Idaho, Nebraska, Mississippi, New York, Massachusetts.
I did all of this work.
Mainly about 15 sites. But this particular prison, you know, was in an area where the Ku Klux Klan was powerful.
So what?
And where the prison had a reputation for being wild.
I gotta skip because they look how long it took him to ask real questions about the interview. Look how long it took him. If I had an interview with Jonathan Swartz, I would have got right to it. It would have been no buttering the nigga up. I don't owe that nigga nothing.
Entered into it willingly, and we spent a lot of time with him. We got to know him. We spent time with his daily routine. We got to like him. We had a level of friendship and trust. And he was very articulate, very interesting, very charismatic. And you know, had this dichotomy of being someone who was careful and protective and intelligent and kind, and then had this other side. Now, the accuracy of his tales, to the extent that he dramatized things for dramatic effect, to the extent that he was accurate in his depictions, you know, that's where there's always some schism, right? So people can get on.
Don't skip over that. There's always some schism. There's always skepticism. Jonathan Swartz, just said it out his mouth. And Big Lee, the interviewer that y'all D-Rod in every comment, D-Rod in every comment, won't even ask this man what he mean by schism. Explain this. It's a gray area. It's a gray area. He just said the tales that Mark was telling, they could be fabricated. He says it right here, and he's gonna say it some more. And Big Lee, this is why I say you did a terrible interview. You let this man get up here and say whatever without contesting it, bro.
On camera, and then get carried away, and they can embellish.
Okay.
Listen, we just said, when they get on camera, they could get carried away and they can embellish. When they get on camera, they could get carried away and they can embellish. Let's go. Let's go to Google for people who don't know what embellished mean. I know what it means. They could get carried away. But he tried to get up here and use, and he tried to get up here and use embellishment. A decorative detail or feature added to something to make it more attractive. To make it more attractive. This is what Mark did. For all them people who don't know what Schwartz was saying, his big words, because he get up here and confuse y'all. He don't get up here and confuse me. Let's go back to what he's saying.
From our conversations with his victims, and from our conversations with the pattern of sexuality, sexual exploitation, and rape in the lockups, that particular lockup and the lockups in that state.
I told y'all, he going off of hips. Mendenhall, whoever gave him, he said any of Mark's victims gave him his synopsis, how he felt about Mark, was given to him by victims. Where are the documents? Where's when Mark sent all these people to the nurse for taking them, for taking where is it? Where are all the documents at? It's just word of mouth, word of mouth, word of mouth. Like, come on, bro. And y'all believe it.
I ascertained that what he said was relatively accurate and true to form.
Yes, most of it was true. Did he protect homosexuals in prison? Did he extort homosexuals in prison? Yes. But did he have sex or rape homosexuals in prison? No.
Certainly tracking, whether he exaggerated and had a bit of a hyperbole.
He exaggerated. He exaggerated because it was a scared straight program. So he's supposed to scare you.
I guess we'll never know. But
no, we know.
He was not paid to.
Mark never said he was paid.
Follow a script. He was never given a script.
Mark never said he was given a script. He just said he would say certain things, and then the producers would be like, nah, we don't want that. We want this. That's called improv. That's not a script.
My interviews, my questions were direct. They were not leading. I was surprised by what he told me. I asked follow-up questions. I am a qualified and good investigator. I was educated on the topic. I had spent months researching it. We had received grants in order that we had time to do our research. So I had reasonable reliance that his depictions were generally factual.
So, in black people words, because he just using a bunch of big ass words that's going over your head. In black people words, Mark could have lied to him. Let's continue. And Big Lee is not even asking these questions. He could stop him right now and be like, so you saying that Mark could have lied to you? He not even asking him that, but y'all swear he this good ass interviewer, bro. Those relevant questions.
I sympathize with the impact that his revelations had in his later life. That his father, that his certain women that were dating him. So he was courageous to speak out on a lifestyle and a topic that results in people's, the victim's trauma.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car.
I'm finna skip over this anyway, so y'all don't gotta hear none of this.
$118.
You know, finna skip over it anyway, bro. Like, that shit ain't about nothing. Skip. Like, bro, all right, back to it. Hit the mute button.
Lives destroyed, innocence lost. So he was part of a system that tortures and exploits its victims. He himself suffered his own trauma, and he was one of the courageous few across the country that spoke out on this horrendous form of torture. So Mark is a basically great person who's articulate and intelligent, and at that period of his life, 3 decades ago, he found the courage to come forth and talk about the issue. I genuinely regret that he has remorse and regrets now.
See, what Jonathan Swartz is basically saying is that Mark just found out that they were shooting a documentary and he just wanted in just to give up, just to tell his story. Like, what? Do that even sound right? Like, come on, bro. If somebody hit you and say, yo, bro, I can help you get out of prison, but you got to do this little documentary for me. And in this documentary, bro, you might have to exaggerate what's going on in there, but it's going to be your way for them to talk at your parole board. That, I might take the chance. Now, when I get there and they saying I got to say a bunch of gay stuff and this, that, and the third, and I know I'm not a homosexual, I'm not going to do it. Now, am I Mark? No, I'm not Mark. Am I in the 2004s? No, I'm not in the 2004. In 2004, I was like motherfucking 8. I was like 9 years old or something like that, bro. Like something like that. I don't even know. But I wasn't even, like, you feel me? So to go to that extent, bro, maxing. But I gotta scroll towards the end so y'all can see where he starts admitting a lot of more stuff that y'all claim wasn't credible. Y'all said that, oh, a straight man could never play gay. Mark Swartz said a straight man in prison around all this homosexuality can for sure play a gay man. For sure he can play a gay man. It's too easy. In Mark Swartz's words. So y'all keep on believing these people like Big Tonka, who just trying to build a following on this page. No disrespect to us, bro. To people like Noel that's just trying to build a following, bro. And I get it. They got to build their page just like I'm building my page. But my page is built off truth, you heard? Straight truth. Let's go.
Now at this point in his life, and I sympathize with his struggles.
Lying. He lying. He trying to act like he care about Mark. He don't care about Mark.
Had someone chosen to exploit those connections, that would have been an opportunity, but rarely.
Since you're a professional in the business of filmmaking, what could you tell me I could look for to prove that certain things wasn't edited or filled in or made up? What could you tell me to look for?
Why did no one tell New Jersey drivers about this?
First of all, the whole video was edited. The whole entire video was edited. There's transitions. There's a narrator. There's cut scenes. One scene cuts into the next. It's all edited. So if he lie and say it's not edited, this man is a liar, gang. It's clearly edited. There's pan and pan from one shot to the next shot. It's black and white over here, then color over here. How is that not an edit? How is that not an edit? Like Big Lee, your credibility on video journalism, bro, that just because you got following, because you did something smart and went and got Fleece Johnson, don't make you a journalist, bro. It don't make you a journalist. And like, come on, bro. Like, that's cat, bro. That's cat, bro. Your questions was horrible. Horrible question.
Because what he told us was in line with our research. What he told us was in line with our other conversations, including his victims. What he told us was within the pattern of life in the penitentiary. So we had consultants who were ex-convicts. We had consultants who were...
Notice how he didn't answer, how can we tell this video is edited or not question. Notice he's not answering that question, and Big Lee is not pressing him to answer the question.
Post-incarceration.
Straight goof. Straight
who helped
goof.
us do the research.
Straight goof.
Verified the types of stories that Mark and others told us about.
We ain't say the story.
We
never said the story was fake, bro. We just said that it's fabricated. He added on to it. He made it seem like he did homosexual things with these people, but in reality, all he did was extort their eyes and,
done our homework. We had done our homework with ex-cons. We had done our homework with the medical community. We had done our homework with the mental health community. And we had done our homework with the advocacy community. Nothing that Mark told us was far-fetched. It was in keeping with the reputation and the hard reality of Limestone Penitentiary.
So when he would give you a story that included the other person, naturally y'all went to the other person and got that confirmation.
Sometimes some of the people he made reference to a little more vaguely. Some we didn't have access to, some we could not find. So it wasn't like a one-to-one.
Perfect. Some people he could verify their story. Some people he couldn't verify their story. But he brought it to y'all like it's all true. It's all true.
Correspondence. But generally, I can only speak in general terms. We were able to research him in the investigative manner that we did because generally what he told us was in keeping with what others had told us. Prison guards, prison administrations, ex-cons, workers in the nonprofit and public sector. And I think the thing that made the film so powerful is that we didn't start out to vilify Mark. So the conversations at first were about his wanting to build families and protect some of the weaker, more innocent prisoners. And we know that part of Mark is very real. In essence, it was his parenting style. And we know the parts of his personality that were more, that were wild and more sexually brutal. We know those parts are real. That was a long time ago.
You see, notice how right here, Big Lee didn't ask him whether it was real or not. How do y'all know it was real or not? He just keep on listening to this man talk, and he's not contesting nothing he's saying. That's horrible journalism.
Now into a whole new chapter of his life. Back then, as a younger man, I do in my heart and my instincts and my journalistic and intellectual expertise think that he was a major rapist, sodomist, and in essence, exploiter of the time and labor of his victims. I also believe he was genuinely protective and had many aspects of his personality that were quite healthy and wonderful. And that's what made the film so powerful. It was his character more than anyone else's, because he's got this dissonance.
Right, he exploited the black man. That's what made the film so powerful. The exploitation of the black man.
This dichotomy between good and evil. And
The first.
Like, bro, this is sad. It's a sad situation. But do I believe pedophiles and predators should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law? Do I believe they should get life in prison? For sure. I do not support prison rape against men, women, children, nobody. If Mark is guilty, please prove with real evidence besides a damn documentary that this man is guilty. And I bet you I will accept everything I said. I will go back on everything I said. Matter of fact, I'll harass Mark with y'all if that's the case. If y'all really think Mark guilty, I will go back and I will take back everything I said. Everything I said. There's no tripping. I'm not tripping off of that.
Whether or not he exaggerated and embellished and had a good time telling these freaky tales, which is a major pastime in prison where people, so he can claim to have exaggerated or distorted, but
again, could he have exaggerated these stories? Yes. Could he have lied about stuff in these stories? Yes. Mark already said all these stories not 100% true. They're not 100% true. I did some of that stuff. I extorted them. They paid me for protection. Like Mark said that. But all the homosexual things that y'all claiming he did, y'all don't have no proof. So at this point, I gotta say, he's not guilty.
probably not by much. Not by much.
I know you said something about he has some good parenting instincts. I'm trying to wrap my head around it because it also talked about the boo game. These innocent guys that they would purposely get in debt. And again,
right. So he claimed to have groomed his victims, right?
Mm-hmm. No, he never claimed that. He never claimed that. That's something he claimed in the video.
In a free world context, in the outside prison context, it's grooming, it's manipulation, it's gaslighting, it's all these things, right? But I don't personally believe it was just that. I think that he had genuinely good instincts, that that some of his victims he also cared for, was protective of, helped them come up in the prison game to become stronger and better able to take care of themselves. I always think there's a contradiction. I don't look at this schism, this separation between good and evil. I think that Mark has some genuinely good attributes, and wasn't just he wasn't a psychotic evildoer. He was a product of his environment, but who conducted and perpetrated prison rape.
Give me a shout.
That's also basically supported by the prison system, both in state, county, federal lockup, and privatized lockup. That allows prison rape to be perpetrated. in order to keep the prison population calm.
Now, if the prison allows homosexuality to keep them calm, I accept that. But prison rape, you think a prison, let's think logically, you think a prison will allow rape to keep the inmates calm? When that's billions and trillions of dollars worth of lawsuit? And this is what I'm saying. Big Lee is not contesting nothing this man is saying. Like he's not human. Like he's not capable of lying to protect his own brand, bro.
So, Mark himself was a victim of a terrible system of incarceration that we have in this country, where more black men are incarcerated to go to college, where too few resources are spent on educating.
That's a crazy statistic, and I beat that statistic. But y'all rather watch people that been to jail tell a bunch of prison stories like Tonka, so that that he's right just because he went to prison. Like, no. I bet you if you ask him, did he ever go to prison in Alabama, he'd say no.
Prisoners where prison aftercare is a sham. We have one of the worst systems of incarceration in the world. So, but that doesn't give Mark a pass. Mark was a prison pimp, a daddy.
A war daddy. Someone who protects weaker inmates. Someone who extorts weaker inmates. Alabama has a separate name for this. Does this go on in Jersey? No, but you are allowed to do business with homosexuals.
And participated in grooming and forceful prison rape. And there you have it.
Look, this another person saying that Mark is guilty of forcible prison rape. Let's look up the statute of limitations on rape, because this interview just came out. This interview just came out. Let's look up the statute of limitations of rape. In New Jersey, there is no statute of limitation for sexual assault, including rape. However, victims of sexual assault have 7 years to pursue civil actions against their abuser. For adult survivors of child sexual abuse, the statute of limitation is 7 years when they become aware of the link between their trauma and harmful harm and financial harm, or until they are 55 years old. So there's no statute of limitation of rape. Let's try Alabama. Is there a statute of limitation on rape? There is no statute of limitation in Alabama on these specific offenses, including rape, violent sexual abuse. Like what? What crimes? Sexual abuse, arson, murder, no statute of limitations. And Jonathan Schwartz, just said that Mark is guilty of this.
On educating prisoners where prison aftercare is a sham. We have one of the worst systems of incarceration in the world. So, but that doesn't give Mark a pass. Mark was a prison pimp, a daddy, and participated in grooming and forceful prison rape. And there you have it.
You brought up the warden that the prison system kind of lets it happen because it keeps the inmates calm. That's exactly what David Wise, that was the warden at the time, that was his response to it, which
what David Wise was saying was that regular sex keeps the inmates calm, not rape. He can't allow rape. I don't care what y'all think. If y'all think that prisons don't get investigated by the feds, basically, then what are we talking about? Like, y'all not using logic. So you think if people was getting raped in his prison for 20 years, it would never get out to the people he got to answer to? You think you could just open up a prison and just let it be a free-for-all and it's never going to get investigated?
which I was shocked that he admitted it.
Another skip, man. He got hella ads.
And participated in grooming and forceful prison rape. And there you have it.
It's you brought up the warden, that the prison system kind of lets it happen because it keeps the inmates calm. That's exactly what David Wise, that was the warden at the time, that was his response to it, which I was shocked that he admitted it.
All right, man. I think he, like, he got more unanswered questions. But this is me, bro. This is me. Like I said, I don't advocate for any sexual abuse. I do not advocate for rape. I do not advocate for none of that. If you convicted or there's proof that you did it, I think you should be taken under the prison. I don't think you should be released on parole. None of that. I do not agree. If Mark is guilty, please, I beg y'all, please, to show me the documents. I don't care about a story that can't be proven. I don't care about, this person's word of mouth is not enough for me. Now, if the government about to charge him, I promise you, I will change all this up. But in reality, from that wood I just rolled, it's from the wood. In reality, you are innocent until proven guilty. And Mark brought this case up on himself. So this for all the people in the comments saying, oh, if you sign with a predator, I'm not signing with a predator. Yeah, show me that he's convicted of rape, and then I'll call him a predator. Until then, even if y'all want to run with the narrative that he did stuff with boys, okay, that still don't mean he took it from them. Show me the documents where Mark took it. June 5th, man. Like, comment, subscribe. If you feeling me, I'm rocking with you, bro. But if you're not feeling this conversation, maybe you'll feel a different conversation and then want to subscribe to my channel. Because I'm a good guy. I'm not a felon. I got kids. I got jobs. I raised my family. This is my life. I ain't do none of this stuff. It's just an internet opinion. I got my college degree in video production, and this is in my field. So this is what I do. So yeah, all the real people, like, comment, subscribe. All the fake people, stay where you at. I'm out of here, bro. They ain't be tweaking, like, they be acting like they perfect. Like, they ain't perfect. Booty as hell. Like, they ain't really like that. They ain't just be talking all this talk.